Hey guys, I'm Simulator Tech, and today I'm going to show you guys how I turn this into this. So the keyboard I'll be using today is a GK61 I got from Amazon. This keyboard is actually going to be for my dad since he needs a Bluetooth keyboard for his work. It comes in this really cool box, and inside you'll find the keyboard, the manual, a nice right angle braided USB cable, switch and keycap pullers, and a couple extra switches. First, let's remove the keycaps and switches. The keyboard comes with Gateron optical browns and some decent but kind of thin PBT keycaps. The switches are really pingy and scratchy stock, but when lubed they're alright. Next, we can pull the PCB and plate out of the board by removing 6 screws. The board actually comes with some foam in the case from the factory, but it doesn't do much for the hollowness of the case. To help with that, I decided to add some polyfill to the case and then put the foam back on top. Adding polyfill should dampen the case noise and make the keyboard sound a lot better. The next mod I decided to do is one you likely haven't seen before. It works similarly to the O-ring mod, which helps isolate the plate and PCB from the case by adding a softer material between the case and plate standoffs. Because I don't have small enough O-rings, I used some squishy double-sided tape and applied it to the case standoffs and on the plate, right under where the screw sits. After that, we can reassemble the board by screwing the PCB and plate back into the case. You want to make sure not to over-tighten the screws because the tape or O-rings will get really squished and they end up being kind of useless. Next, we're going to lube the stabilizers. This is one of the most important mods you can do, and doing it well can make or break your keyboard. All you have to do is unclip the stabilizer housings from the wire, and add lube to the wire and inside of the housing. For the housings, I used Krytox 205G0, and for the wires I used Permatex dielectric grease. The stabilizers that came with this keyboard were complete doo-doo, so they have quite a bit of rattle despite the generous amount of lube I used. Finally, I lubed the switches with Krytox 205G0. This is also a really important mod because it can greatly reduce the amount of ping and scratchiness your switches may produce. Some switches come pre-lubed from the factory, and if yours do, then you can skip this step, but most of the time hand lubing your switches will be better. Now with all of these mods out of the way, we can drop in our switches and keycaps. And that's the finished product. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll be leaving you guys with a sound test. Thanks.